set for first pitch between Pierre and South Central as we go through the starting lineup. First for the South Central Cubs, the home team on the scoreboard. JT Martine will be the leadoff man. He is the DH. Karsten Peters is the shortstop, will bat second. Ty Magarell, the catcher, will bat third. Tyler Fair, the third baseman, batting fourth. Hayden Friesen, the center fielder, will bat fifth. Braden Fair, the right fielder, batting sixth. And then also Maxim Fair, the second baseman, will bat seventh. Alex Wheeler, the first baseman, batting eighth. And Josh Dick, the left fielder, will bat ninth. Jackson Friesen is on the mound. So we've got 2 Friesens and 3 Fairs all in the lineup for game number 1 for South Central, but game 2 for Post 8 here in the Minot tournament, the Justin Damari Memorial Tournament. The first 3 games, it was Mandan beating Glendive 8-7 in the first game. And then Minot beat Glendive 13-4 in game 2, and Pierre end up with the 12-1 loss to Mandan in the latest game with the 8s that will play here against South Central for game 4 of our tournament and game 2 of the day today. We look at Post 8 lineup as they will be hitting first. It will be Nolan Peterson that will lead things off. He is the catcher, make that the second baseman here in game number 2, so he gets a chance to get a break from behind the plate. Sudden Sunshine will bat second as he will be out in left field for game number 2. Miles Doyle will be the DH again, but he will bat third against this South Central team as he has not played the field quite yet. Grayson Huntley will be behind the plate. He is the cleanup man here in game 2 of the day, game 4 overall. Then it will be followed by the number 5 hitter, Charlie Simpson, who will be playing first base in this ball game. And then J.J. Buckles will be the shortstop in game number 2. So Simpson, who would look like maybe he was going to be the shortstop, they will move things around, and Simpson will be the first baseman. Buckles will be playing short. Coulter Babcock will play third again, as he will be batting 7th. Gunnar Edson, the right fielder, batting 8th. And to round out the order, Braden Houlette will bat 9th. Bridger Babcock is on the mound, but he will not hit at least the beginning of this ball game, as Braden Houlette threw in game 1. Bridger Babcock will throw in game number 2. And that is the way the lineup looks here for these 2 teams. They were talking about the umpires being about to go on the field at 5:20. Well, it is 5:20. We're not quite there yet for the umpires to be out here. And again, after we're done tonight, we will join in progress. Outside of this being a very fast game, we will join in progress the Stanley Cup broadcast. Puck drop is still about an hour and 55 minutes away. So that is... We still got a chance that we will be able to get you out to puck drop, but probably won't be an hour and 10 minutes of a ball game that will get you the entire broadcast of the Stanley Cup game. But that is what we are looking at for later on tonight. Then tomorrow we start coverage at we'll start coverage at 9:45 in the morning for Pierre and Glendive, and then at 2:15 for a 2:30 first pitch between Pierre and Minot to close out the round robin portion of the tournament for Post 8s. And after their loss here in this ball game, or last ball game, they need really a win to try and put themselves in a spot to still have a shot going into day 2. They're not going to be eliminated in game number 1, but they will be having a chance to, but they may find themselves in some world of hurt to try and get to that championship day if they don't win in this ball game. But it is here for Post 8. They are just about set to take the field. We'll take one more break. Back in a minute for the start. Make that 2 minutes. Back in 2 minutes with the start of Game 2 here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
People helping people.
Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
The lawyers at the May Adam Law Firm in Pierre know how important your families are to you. If you've been putting off getting your affairs in order, know that the May Adam Law Firm is available to counsel you through your questions and help you get the documents in place so that you've made your loved one secure. Call them at 224-8803 and they can chat with you about how to document your concerns and care for your family. We're all in this together, and the May Adam Law Firm is ready and able to help.
It is the top of the first as we welcome you back in our sets and ready to go for our second game of the day. As it will be Nolan Peterson, Sun and Shine, and Miles Doyle, the first three hitters to get us started here in game two between Pierre and South Central Cubs. As Peterson will step to the plate to get us started here in our second and final game of the day for Pierre and the first game of the tournament for the South Central Cubs. And it is Jackson Friesen on the mound against Nolan Peterson, the first pitch of the ball game. After Friesen will wave off a sign, the first pitch is over for strike one. We're underway at 5:24 here on this Friday evening. Glad you're with us here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Emma Thielen is back at the station. John Winkler here from Minot, North Dakota. Swinging a foul back, and the count's now 0-2. The South Central team coming in at 9-1-1 according to the Game Changer. And depending on how, just depending on how games are going in the summer, sometimes you end up with a tie ball game every once in a while. But their Game Changers got them at 9-1-1. 0-2 pitch. The curveball taken for strike three, and 3-pitch strikeout of Peterson to open up the ball game. And we'll bring up Sun and Shine with one out and nobody on. Sun and Shine, the left fielder, batting second. Miles Doyle, the DH, batting third. Grayson Hunsley, the catcher, will bat fourth. Charlie Simpson, the first baseman, batting fifth. J.J. Buchholz, the shortstop, will bat sixth. Coulter Babcock, the third baseman, batting seventh. Gunnar Edson, the right fielder, batting eighth. And Braden Houlette, the center fielder, will bat ninth here for post eights. Sun and Shine will dig in. First pitch is upstairs for ball one. He went 1 for 2 with an RBI. The lone run that scored for post eight came in on a sacrifice fly from Sun and Shine. 70 degrees here at game time. Still cloudy. Winds are right around 10 miles an hour in the east-southeast. That'll hit Sun and Shine. And so the first base runner here for post eight in the top of the first. And it'll bring up Miles Doyle. Looking like the threat of rain has mostly passed us for the evening, and maybe a little bit of chance of some rain tomorrow morning, but overall seemingly we're in a good spot for the rest of the night tonight, at least through this ball game to get through. Here's Miles Doyle. First pitch will be on the outside corner for a strike. Doyle turns his head a little bit, not really agreeing with that strike call. In game one went 0 for 2, strikeout and a flyout. He was then taken out of the ball game with Braden Houlette going from the mound in the field as he was a DH in that first game. 0-1 pitch is down the middle. The count's now 0-2. Good change of speeds so far for Jackson Friesen, who can throw that breaking pitch and take a lot off of it and get some good velocity behind the fastball right after. Makes it hard to hit. 0-2 pitch. Curveball that misses low and away, and the count's now 1-2. South Central wearing their navy blue jerseys with the white around the chest and all the way around the jersey, with the sleeves as well white with the names or the letters that on red. That'll get to the backstop, and to second will go Sun and Shine. So he is in scoring position here with one out in the top of the first. Got white pants and red socks. Post State, who wearing the same jerseys again, but green jerseys with the white pants. Black letters and numbers for the Eights. 2-2 count here to Miles Doyle with one out here in the top of the first. 2-2 pitch. That one is upstairs. 3-2 is up and in. Doyle was ready to start a swing, but was able to hold back. So the count is full at 3-2. With one out here in the top of the first. 3-2 pitch, line shot, base hit up the middle. Sunshine had froze at second, so he will pull up at third. The throw is cut off, and it's first and third. Here with one out in the top of the first. And a base hit for Doyle, first in the ball game, second base runner, and the Eights are in business. Grayson Hunsley, the cleanup man, the catcher here in this ball game, will have a chance to try and drive in the game's first run. Hunsley had the first hit and game in the top of the first and make that the bottom of the first against Mandan. Went 1 for 3. One of the 4 hits in total for Post 8 in that 12-1 loss to Mandan. Here's the first pitch to Hunsley. Ground ball up the middle. That is going to be just over the bag and underneath the glove of the second baseman into center field for a base hit. An RBI single for Grayson Hunsley, and it's a 1-0 lead. That one was very close to skipping off the bag and bouncing high up in the air, bouncing any which way. But it goes right back up the middle. Both guys of Doyle and Hunsley right on the baseball. And a 1-0 lead for the Eights here in the top of the first. And it brings up Charlie Simpson, the first baseman. First pitch swinging, ground ball on the left side, fielded by the shortstop, throw to second for 1, back to first, scooped out, and they got him out at first. A 6-4-3 double play ends the first inning. And the Eights, who had back-to-back hits, cannot get themselves more than 1 run, but they do take a 1-0 lead into the bottom of the first inning. 1 run scores on 2 hits in the inning, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the first, 1-0 lead for Pierre over South Central. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates. At your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
Ferding Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Ferding Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Ferding Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Ferding Electric, 224-8684. Bottom of the first, and the lineup for South Central will look like this. It'll be the leadoff man in JT Martin, the DH, to get us started. And then it'll be Carson Peters, the shortstop, batting second. Ty Macarell, the catcher, batting third. Tyler Fair, the third baseman, will bat fourth. Hayden Friesen, the center fielder, batting fifth. Braden Fair, the right fielder, batting sixth. Maxim Fair, the second baseman, batting seventh. Alex Wheeler, the first baseman, batting eighth. And Josh Dick, the left fielder, will bat ninth against Bridger Babcock, who will get the start for Post 8. And for Bridger Babcock, this will be his first start, but third appearance overall. He's thrown 4 2/3 innings so far. 9 hits, 10 runs, 6 of them earned, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. The ERA is at 9, whip at 2.36, and a batting average against at 346 for Bridger Babcock, as he will go against this South Central Cubs team. They are from Winkler, Manitoba, Canada. As they make the trip, it's actually closer to drive to for them to drive back to Winkler than it will be for us to drive back to Pierre. About a 4-hour drive or so from Winkler, Manitoba, down here to Minot. So we get 5 teams in 4 states, 4 different, I guess, 3 states in another country, all part of, as you get a team from Manitoba, two teams from North Dakota, a team from Montana, and a team from South Dakota, all here in the Minot tournament here this weekend. So JT Martin will lead things off for the South Central Cubs here in the bottom of the first. Bridger Babcock, who will work from the stretch with nobody on base, will deliver the first pitch. That's over for strike one. Outside edge for a strike. Count is 0-1 here to JT Martin. And again, this is their first game of the tournament. They will play Minot after this ball game concludes. That'll miss low and inside. The count's now 1-1. And then they'll have a chance to then play in game 2 and 4 tomorrow. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one is chopped foul off the foot of Martin, and even with the spin of the ball, took it foul before it was touched, and the count's now 1-2. Right now, Mandan is in control of the round robin at 2-0. Pierre can get to 1-1 of the day. Minot will have a chance to go to 2-0 when they play South Central, regardless of any of the outcome, or we could see one of those teams be 2-0, depending on how this game finishes out. This will be flown out towards left center field. Brayton Hulett is over there. He'll make the catch, and the leadoff man is retired here in the bottom of the first, and it will bring up Karsten Peters. So from left to right in the outfield, sun and shine, Brayton Hulett and Gunnar Edson. It is Coulter Babcock at third. J.J. Buckles will get the start at short, as the first pitch will come in for ball one to Peters. It is Peterson at second, Charlie Simpson at first, Grayson Hunsley behind the plate, and Bridger Babcock will deliver the 1-0 pitch. That's on the outside edge for a strike, and the count is even at a ball and a strike here to the number 2 hitter, Karsten Peters, the lefty in the lineup for South Central. Here's the 1-1. This will be popped up left side, long run here for everybody. It'll be Grayson Hunsley calling for it, but just can't make the catch, as he reached over with the left hand with the glove hand across his body to try and make the catch. Unable to, and it falls for strike two. Coulter Babcock was charging in as well, and Hunsley was the only one that had a chance at it. And just couldn't quite make the catch. So there's now a 1-2 count here with one out, nobody on here in the bottom of the first. 1-2 pitch. That's outside, and the count's 2-2. Number 3 hitter Ty Magarel, the catcher, will hit next for South Central. 2-2. This will be popped up on the left side. It'll be Coulter Babcock calling for it. He'll have to backpedal just a couple of steps at the last moment. He'll make the catch. And there's 2 down here in the bottom of the first, and we'll bring up the number 3 hitter now here in Magarel. South Central, their last game before this weekend, as they sit at 9-1-1. They played on Wednesday with 11-1 win. The first pitch is over for strike one, as they scored 3 in the first and 6 in the third. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one will hit Magarel. And there is a runner on at first with 2 outs, so no clean inning here for the pitcher in Bridger Babcock. And here is now Tyler Fair. Magarel did not get the starts, did not play in that ball game. Tyler Fair went 2 for 3 with an RBI in the 11-1 win back on Wednesday. It's the carry on Sultans. Now the cleanup man, Fair, will dig in, the third baseman. First pitch over for strike one, the outside corner. Trying to get that 1-0 lead through one full inning here for Post State. After trailing 3-0 in the first to Mandan and ended up being down 5-0 before the 8 scored their first and only run. That'll miss low, and the count's now 1-1. It's the first time we're here since the 2022 summer. Did not come to Corbett Field last year and play in the Minot tournament. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Runner takes off for second. High pitch. The throw to second. Skips it on one. And the throw that got him out at second. And I think the tag was applied by Peterson. And when he was safe at first, but as he popped up, he took his foot off the bag. And Peterson kept the tag applied, so he was thrown out at second trying to steal. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. After one completes, it is a 1-0 lead for Pierre over the Cubs. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Hey, yo, Speedo's Lawn Care.
Hello. Say, my yard's in rough shape. It's got weeds, brown spots, and crabgrass.
Yeah, no problemo. What shade of green you need? We got 31 shades of green over here. Even the latest shade of septic tank grass green. That one just naturally gives off a glow.
Call the professionals at True Green. They know how to get your lawn healthy and keep it healthy. They guarantee it. All technicians are trained and certified.
Call True Green, 224-1916.
Looking for a change, a career, not just a job? Beck Motor Company of Pierre is looking for a team-oriented individual to join their parts department. We offer 401k, free individual health insurance, paid leave, a company cabin in the Black Hills, on-site gym, and more. Experience is a plus, but we'll train the right individual. If you have the ability to use a computer, provide great customer service, and willing to learn and adapt in a very busy environment, we want to visit with you. Call Steve Meyer at 605-224-5912 or stop by Beck Motors for more information. Top of the second, it is a 1-0 lead for Post States on the American Family Insurance, the Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. And it will be 5, 6, and 7. Make that 6, 7, and 8. So J.J. Buckles, Coulter Babcock, and Gunnar Edson. The first three hitters trying to extend that 1-0 lead here for Post States, as the Eights will looking for their second win of the season, and they will be looking for a couple extra wins by the time the weekend comes to an end. Be good to at least go 2-2 here this weekend. Obviously, 3-1 is the best you can do here through these 2 days, but a 2-2 weekend would be good here for Post State to get a couple wins before they take on Watertown on Tuesday, and then Aberdeen, or make that Spearfish on Wednesday. This will be skied into shallow left field, giving way the left fielder. The shortstop gave way to the left fielder, but miscommunication, and Buckles will get on first. It'll be a leadoff base runner here for Post States. And it'll be a base hit, scored a base hit, more of a mental error from the Cubs. And there's a runner on at first here with nobody out to lead off the top of the second, and Coulter Babcock will come to the plate. So Buckles is on. He has got his first hits of the weekend. First pitch, Babcock will pop this one up foul. First base side, long run. It will land foul. And the count is 0-1. Here to Coulter Babcock, who in game number one went 0 for 2. He did draw a walk. Struck out in the third, lined out in the seventh, and walked in the fifth. And Coach Iverson had sent him trying to score on a base hit from Nolan Peterson, but was thrown out at the plate. As the Eights at that point were trying to make it a 5-2 ball game, but instead it stayed 5-1 and ended up finishing 12-1. Throw back over to first, and diving back in safely as Buckles. So Winkler, Manitoba, the place for the South Central Cubs team, 13,000, nearly 14,000 people. And Winkler, Manitoba is the fourth largest city in Manitoba. That one's over for a strike. The count's now 0-2, so roughly right around the same population as Pierre. So comparable in population between the two. Here's the 0-2 pitch. I want to be outside. The count's now 1-2. But Pierre is obviously not the fourth biggest town in the state of South Dakota. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Friesen, Jackson Friesen. Instead, he'll step off and throw it back over to first. And standing back in safely is Buckles. Count remains at 1-2 here with nobody out. Top of the second. Buckles leads away from first. 1-2 pitch. That one's fouled off of Coulter Babcock. And he'll walk that off. Looked like he was smiling after it hit him in the leg. And the catcher in Magarel will go out and talk to his pitcher Friesen to give the batter in Babcock a chance. And he'll come back to home plate, trying to get the second base runner on here in the top of the second. Jackson Friesen will come set from the stretch. 1-2. That is outside, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes now. On deck, Gunnar Edson, and then Braden Houlette. This is 7-8-9 now here for Post 8. It rained earlier, rained during that Mandan game between Pierre and Mandan, but rain has subsided. 2-2 is at the knees for strike 3. The throw back to first will not get to Buckles, but Coulter Babcock will go down looking. And there's one down. And it brings up Gunnar Edson. Edson in game number 1. He went 0 for 2, did draw a walk in the 5th. It was the lone run that scored for Post 8 on the sac fly from Sun and Shine. First pitch is a swing and a miss for strike 1. The final tournament of the season for Post 8. They'll play regular season games, all but one doubleheader against the South Dakota team. As there's a swing and a miss by Edson. Again, the count's now 0-2. They'll play Bismarck on the road in a couple weeks. But everything besides that will be in-state opponents. Here's the 0-2 from Friesen. That is upstairs, and the count's now 1-2. Defensively, we'll go through that here in a moment. Didn't get a chance in that first inning for South Central. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball on the left side, fielded by the third baseman. Fair, the throw to second will be offline. Buckles will head to third after it was bobbled out in right field. So it will be an air charge to the third baseman and Tyler Fair. And it's first and third now with one out. And the Eights are in business to try and extend a 1-0 lead. And it will be Braden Houlette will have a chance to swing the bats for the second time now in the day. He lined down to the second baseman in his first at-bat, the only at-bat he had in the game against Mandan. So Houlette will come to the plate. Let's see what the Eights have with Coach Iverson yelling out some numbers. We'll see if there's what the play might be here for Post 8, if anything. Runner takes off for second. Houlette will float that out towards left center field. That drops in for a base hit. That's an RBI single for Braden Houlette and a 2-0 lead for Post 8. First and seconds here with one away, and a good RBI there for Houlette going the other way. Inside outs into left center field. And a 2-0 advantage, and it's back to the top of the order now. Nolan Peterson will come to the plate, and a mound visit here for South Central. Peterson struck out looking in his first time up that started the ball game. The Eights were able to get a hit by pitch and then back-to-back singles to score the first run of the ball game. And now they lead at 2-0 here over South Central. So Edson now at second, who led at first. And a chance to extend a 2-0 lead here for Post State. Here's the first pitch to Peterson. That will bounce in. Good block there from the catcher, Magarel. And the count's 1-0. Peterson with a base hit in game one, going 1 for 3. Looking for his second hit here of the weekend. 1-0 pitch will miss low, and the count's 2-0. 4 hits already here for Post State. 2 singles in each of the 2 innings. A pickoff attempt, diving back in as Edson over at second. Good lead there from Edson. Good read as well to head back to second. Here's the 2-0 to Peterson. That was on the inside edge for a strike. Still had the count 2-1. Is the 8th second baseman. Two-1 here from Friesen. Swing and a miss, and the count's now 2-2. Good curveball that fell off the table, and Peterson chased. Count is now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two-two pitch. Inside, and that will miss for ball 3. Peterson turned the shoulder close to hitting him, and the count's now full at 3-2. On deck is the number 2 hitter, Sutton Sunshine, who was hit by a pitch in his first trip to the plate. 3-2. It'll miss low and away, and so 1-out walk to load the bases here for the 8s. And it brings up Sutton Sunshine, who can try and do some damage to extend a 2-0 lead here for Post State. Edson is at third, who led at second. Peterson now at first. Jackson Friesen will look for a ground ball to try and get him out of this, or a strikeout. Try and help get out of this. First pitch is at the top of the zone on the outside edge for a strike, and the count's 0-1. Straight away for Sunshine. Flag out in center field, just a little bit out towards right center. 0-1 pitch is high and away, and evens the count at a ball and a strike. Bases are loaded here with 1 out. Post State already with 1 run scored. Got to find a way to put a crooked number up on the board. Bases loaded, less than 2 outs. Got to find a way. There's a swing and a miss by Sunshine, who was fooled on the breaking ball. And had a half swing. And then he tapped the bat on the ground, knowing that he should have held up. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Sunshine strikes out, and that is exactly what Friesen was wanting to do. And now it's up to Miles Doyle to try and extend this lead past a 2-0 ball game. Post State with the bases loaded have not been all that great so far this season. A couple of losses have stranded the bases loaded a couple times, or scored a few runs as the first pitch misses for ball 1. You go back to the Fort Calhoun game, and they had the bases loaded twice, and it scored 1 run in each of those 2 innings. And here again, with the bases loaded and 1 out, now 2 outs, counts 2-0 here to Miles Doyle. Got 1 run in, but you've got to find a way to capitalize. Doyle, who's 1 for 1 with the base hit, back in that top of the first inning. Waits on the 2-0 from Friesen. That'll bounce in, and the count's now 3-0. And Doyle, the senior, the lone guy that is unable to, by age-wise, unable to play again next year. He's not the lone senior, but he's the lone guy that's ineligible to play age-wise. Will take the 3-0 pitch for a strike, and the count's now 3-1. Other guys like Nolan Peterson, Grayson Hunsley, Braden Houletts, Gunnar Edson all have a chance to still play again next year. 3-1 pitch is chopped to the right side of the plate. It'll roll foul, and the count's now 3-2. And everybody will get a head start here with a full count pitch and 2 outs in the top of the second. Big spot in the ball game right now. And bases loaded, 1 out. Friesen got a strikeout of Sun and Shine. Now the bases loaded with 2 outs and a full count. Here to Miles Doyle. Everybody gets a head start when Friesen goes home. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. And the Aids fail to score more than 1 run. Run does score, though, in the inning. They do get 1 hit. There was 1 error and 3 men left on base. We had 2. Bottom of the second, 2-0 lead for Pierre over South Central. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
If you're like a lot of South Dakotans, you've made a purchase online for services or products and have had no issues. Unfortunately, scammers view the internet as their playground, and they're constantly deploying new scams to attempt to take your hard-earned funds. Fraudulent websites have grown by leaps. Consumers and businesses need to check all aspects of a website before making any type of purchase. Questions regarding this scam should be directed to South Dakota Attorney General's Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
It is the bottom of the second and a 2-0 lead for Pierre over South Central. And it will be 4, 5, and 6. Tyler Fair will come back to the plate. Hayden Friesen and Braden Fair, the first 3 hitters, after Magarell was thrown out trying to steal second. And I really think with the way the call was made by the third base umpire who was at the second base bag at the time, and the way his reaction was after the play was over, he had used his hand to lift it up and saying that, and I think that he was safe at first, but as he was trying to pop up and stay on the bag, he did not stay on the bag, and the tag from Peterson was still applied, and that's why he was out at second. And one of those where it's like Ricky Bobby trying to move his hands up, doing his interview of didn't know what to do with his hands. That's kind of, he was raising them up. But it is Tyler Fair that will get a chance to see Bridger Babcock again. Is still in his now official first plate appearance as the first pitch is upstairs for ball 1. A fly out and a pop out, and then a hit by pitch in that first inning for Bridger Babcock. Here's the 1-0. There's a ground ball that is fielded by the third baseman, Coulter Babcock. His throw to first is in time. And a good play from Coulter Babcock to get the first out here in the bottom of the second. And there's 1 down to bring up Hayden Friesen. Friesen in his first chance to see Bridger Babcock. Again, South Central has not played, well, did play on Wednesday in that 11-1 win. And for Hayden Friesen, did not, well, he was 0 for 2. As he went 0 for 2 with the run scored. Here's the pitch and a ground ball. J.J. Buckles' first chance at short. He'll field. His throw to first will be wide. And off the bag was Simpson. He threw it over to second at J.J. Buckles, but it is a wide throw from Buckles, and it'll be an air charge to Buckles. And the second base runner of the ball game for the Cubs. Braden Fair, the right fielder, will come to the plate now. Simpson thought he had maybe stayed on the bag the whole time, but first base umpire right there on the line saw his foot come off. So here is the first pitch now to Braden Fair with Maxim Fair on deck. The third fair to, well, the second fair to come to the plate will be the third in the inning unless there's a double play turn. 1-0 pitch will bounce in, blocked up by Hunsley, just to his left, and a good block that kept it in front enough where the runner stays put at first in Friesen. Runner on at first with one out here in the bottom of the second. The 2-0 pitch. Line shot, and that's a base hit in the left field. First hit for South Central. And it's first and second now with one away. And it brings up Maxim Fair. The Eights are going to try and work around a error in this second inning.
Excuse me, this is first baseman number 9, Alex Wheeler.
So Alex Wheeler is actually at the plate. This will be popped up. I think they're hitting out a turn right now. The catch will be made by Coulter Babcock. And there's now 2 down. Unless they had changed something in the last moment, it'll be now Maxim Fair that will come to the plate. That'll be something to kind of keep an eye on going into the next time they come up. But according to the lineup that I had a picture of, that it was supposed to be Fair then Wheeler, but now it's Wheeler then Fair. Ground ball on the right side. Nolan Peterson will field. His throw to first. They will work around the 1-out error to get out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 men left on base. 2 completes, a 2-0 lead for Pierre over South Central. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
AGE Corporation's Contractors and Crane Service is a proud supporter of Pierre Governor Athletics. For almost 60 years, AGE has been building South Dakota. For all your site work construction and crane work needs this season, AGE is here to help. Give them a call. AGE Corporation and Crane Service, 223-2732. That's 223-2732. AGE, proud supporters of local sports.
At AgTegra, we're leveraging the power of the cooperative to benefit our farmers and ranchers, their families, and local communities. We're creating jobs for your neighbors and putting money back into our communities. We're lending a hand in our fire departments, food banks, and 4-H and FFA programs. That's what local is all about. When you do business at AgTegra, you help us make a difference in your community. AgTegra, strong, stable, dependable, and local.
It is the top of the third and a 2-0 lead for Pierre over South Central. As you're listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station. Emma Thielen is back at the station, and John Wickley here on this Friday evening, as it will be 4, 5, and 6. Grayson Hunsley, Charlie Simpson, and J.J. Buckles. They might reach his base. Will be Coulter Babcock. I think the coaching staff for South Central figured out that they had made the mistake as well and tried to maybe sort that out. It didn't affect anything. Both guys ended up getting out as the first pitch is upstairs for ball 1. It was the pop out and the ground down for both Wheeler and Fair. Here's the 1-0 to Hunsley. This will be flown out towards right field. Backing up is the right fielder. He'll make the catch in Braden Fair. And the leadoff man retired here to open up the top of the third. And it brings up now Charlie Simpson, who grounded into an inning-ending double play in the top of the first inning. He is 0 for 1, and overall 0 for 4 so far here in the tournament. Here's the first pitch to him. That one's over for a strike. Count is 0-1 here to Simpson to start the third inning with 1 out. The 0-1 pitch. Ground ball on the left side, fielded by the third baseman and Tyler Fair. His throw to first will be in time. And there's 2 quickly down here in the top of the third. And it will bring up now J.J. Buckles, who got a base hit and scored back in the top of the second. See if the A's can go with 2 here in the top of the 3rd inning. First pitch to Buckles, be outside for ball 1. Jackson Friesen looking to have a quick inning to get himself back into the step for being able to throw farther into the ball game. There's a swing and a miss as Buckles was trying to swing it out of his shoes, and the count's 1-1. And so far for Friesen, that was pitch number 46 in the ball game. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss, and the count's now 1-2. Looking for strikeout number 5. Here is Friesen, the 1-2 pitch. Just getting a piece of it and fouling away is Buckles, and the count remains at 1-2. And coming up after we're done here in this ball game, we will have coverage on KCCR of the Stanley Cup Final between Florida and Edmonton. Puck drop is just a little over an hour away, so we've got some time to get through this ball game and get you there by puck drop. As it counts now 2-2 here to Buckles. Here's the 2-2. There's a chopper over the mound, fielded by the second baseman, though, in a Maxim Fair. His throw to first will be in time. And all 3 Fairs make all 3 outs in that 3rd inning. A 1-2-3 inning for Jackson Friesen. And we head to the bottom of the 3rd, 2-0 lead for Pierre over South Central. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Stolken Peterson LLP has been your local CPA firm for over 40 years, offering tax preparation, bookkeeping, payroll, and consulting services. If your business, farm, or ranch needs professional, accurate, and reliable services, we are your firm. Our clients are our number 1 priority. If you need a higher level of accounting service, give us a call at 605-224-5828. That's Stolken Peterson LLP, 222 East Missouri Avenue in Pierre. Brought to you by Limebach Construction Incorporated, who can build your recreational home or building along the beautiful lower Lake Oahe area. Whether if your hobby is hunting, fishing, travel, or water sports, we can come up with a building design that will fit your interests and expectations. We pride ourselves on using quality products, customer service, and open communication. Limebach Construction is locally owned and operated, serving the Missouri River community since 1994. For area of service and more information, contact Bill Limebach at 605-223-2738. That's 605-223-2738. 9-1-2 here for the Cubs, as it will be Josh Dick, JT Martine, and Karsten Peters, the first 3 hitters, with a 2-0 advantage right now for Pierre over the Cubs on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. And for Bridger Babcock so far, getting a couple of ground ball outs, worked around a 1-out error in the 2nd inning. And a couple more, he's got 3 ground outs, technical ground outs, and along with a couple of pop outs as well to the 3rd baseman, Coulter Babcock, and Bridger Babcock trying to get through 3 innings here. As the first pitch to the number 9 hitter, and Josh Dick will be over for strike 1. Just past 6 o'clock here at Corbett Field in Minot, North Dakota. Here's the 0-1 from Babcock. This one's flown out towards right field down the line, and it will land foul as it's sliced out of fair territory, not out of play, but out of fair territory. So the count is now an 0-2. Dick went 0 for 1 with a strikeout in his lone at-bat against on Wednesday in the 11-1 win against the Sultans. Here's the 0-2 pitch. On its way from Bridger Babcock. Swinging a pop-up. Right side, Nolan Peterson will call for it. He's underneath it, backpedaling. He'll make the catch. And the leadoff man is retired here in the bottom of the 3rd. And it will bring up the top of the order, JT Martine. Martine flew out to the center fielder, and who led to his first at-bat. He's 0 for 1. Dick also threw 2 innings of relief pitching, giving up just 1 hit and 3 strikeouts, throwing 27 pitches, so he'd be available to throw today or in this weekend for South Central. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1. Again, tomorrow, Post State will play at 10 a.m. against Glendive, Montana, and then at 2:30 against the Minot Vistas. This will come inside. The count's now 2-0 here to Martine. We'll be on the air at 9:45 and then at 2:15. 2-0 pitch. That'll bounce in. The count's now 3-0, and Babcock in danger of his first walk. He did hit Magarel in the first inning. We do know we'll be on the air right at that 9:45 mark, right around the 9:45 mark for a first pitch at 10 o'clock. And then that third game will be kind of dependent on how quickly the first game gets through and how that second game goes as well. We were obviously behind schedule to get going for both the games 3 and 4 here. Ended up being a little bit more than a half an hour, almost 40 minutes behind where we're kind of expecting for this game to be played. That we fouled away by Martine. The count's now 3-2. So full count here with 1 out, nobody on in the bottom of the third. Bridger Babcock looking for his first strike out of the ball game. The 3-2 hits him. Well, doesn't have his first official walk, but the second time he's hit a man, and it was going to be ball 4 anyway. And so Martine will be on at first, and it's Karsten Peters who popped out to Bridger Babcock at third base in his first at bat. The lefty will dig in. They'll make sure that Martine is okay. He's got to walk it off a little bit, so he is good. So here steps Karsten Peters, who is 0 for 1. First pitch, swinging at it, going up in the zone and getting a base hit out into center field. Martine will stop at second. It's a 1-out single, first and second with 1 away. And it brings up now Ty Magarel, who was hit by a pitch in his first trip to the plate. And then thrown out at second, trying to steal second. Still ground ball away from getting out of the inning. But now the runner in scoring position for the second time in the ball game for South Central. Here's the first pitch. That'll bounce in. Good block there from Hunsley. And keeps the runners at first and second here with 1 away. Second hit for the Cubs. Post State with 4 hits, along with an error. Here's the 1-0. That'll miss low, and the count's now 2-0. 2 runs on 4 hits and an error for Post State. No runs, 2 hits and an error for South Central right now, but threatening to get their first runs on the scoreboard here in the bottom of the third. 2-0 pitch, line shot that is going to be missed by Buckles and out into shallow left field. 1 run will come in to score. The throw will come to third. Babcock will try and get the tag applied, but he is safe at third base. And it's a 2-1 ball game now here in the third inning. And it's second and third. Did not see exactly how that play was had. The pole was in the way. They will give him a hit and an RBI for Magarel. He advances a second on the throw. And an RBI for Magarel to make it 2-1. And the first pitch now to the cleanup hitter in Tyler Fair. Be over for strike 1. So now not only does South Central get their first run, but they got a chance to take the lead 1 batter later with a base hit. 0-1 pitch That'll bounce in. The count is now even at a ball and a strike. Fair is 0 for 1, ground out to the third baseman Babcock in his first trip to the plate. Here's the 1-1. Time is called right before Babcock started to lift up his leg. Here's now the 1-1. Swinging a pop-up. Long run in for Houlette, going out his Buckles, and nobody can make the catch. Runner will head to third. The throw to Babcock will not be in time. It'll end up being an RBI single. Advancing to second again on the throw is Fair, and the score is now 2-2. Another RBI for South Central, and it's now Hayden Friesen. So Friesen now a chance to give South Central the lead with one out here in the bottom of the third inning. First pitch is over for strike one. Second and third again here with one away. 2 hits and 2 runs. Get that 3 hits and 2 runs here in the inning. 0-1 pitch, floating out towards right field. Long run for Edson. That's going to drop in for a base hit. And another run will come in to score, and South Central will have a 3-2 lead. Runners are at the corners here with one away. 3 straight singles for 3 straight runs. And it brings up Braden Fair. So Braden Fair, then Alex Wheeler, and Maxim Fair. Runners are at the corners here with one away. First pitch swinging, there's a ground ball. Peterson at second, flips to second for one, but no chance to get the other runner. So South Central will get another run to score. It's a fielder's choice RBI for Fair. And a 4-2 lead now for South Central. It's Alex Wheeler that will come to the plate. The runner on at first with 2 away here in the bottom of the third. A 4-run third inning for the Cubs. First pitch. Runner takes off for second. The throw 2 seconds. Will skip in. The tag applied by Buckles. Not going to be in time. And a stolen base. I believe it was a strike that was called to against Wheeler. And a stolen base for Braden Fair. He's now in scoring position here for Wheeler. Popped out in foul territory to Coulter Babcock. Then he'll sky the 0-1 pitch up. Shallow center field. Nolan Peterson will backpedal to make the catch and retire the side here in the third inning. But 4-run score in the inning on a total of 4 hits. No errors and 1 man left on base. So South Central now leads 4-2 over Pierre after 3 innings. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Comtech, your local technology solutions provider, is now located on the truck bypass. With great brands like Bose, Sonos, LG, Samsung, Lenovo, and so much more. Stop in to see their new showroom for everything in stock for your personal or business needs. Comtech provides professional installation and service after the sale. Comtech is your local technology store, located now on the truck bypass, or visit us on the web at comtechplus.com.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest, convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
It is the top of the fourth, and Post State is down 4-2 to South Central, and it will be 7-8-9. Coulter Babcock, Gunnar Edson, and Braden Hulette be the first three hitters. Hulette's got an RBI single. Babcock struck out looking, and Gunnar Edson reached on an air. All their first times to the plate. Here at the top of the fourth in a 4-2 lead. 4-run third inning. First pitch will miss outside for ball one. Minot and South Central will play one more game tonight here at Corbett Field to close day number one. And then it will be Pierre and Glendive to start day number two. And the first game of day number two. That was over for a strike, and the count's 1-1 here to Coulter Babcock. Then after that game, Pierre will take the game off, as it will be then South Central and Mandan. That one's over for a strike, and the count's now 1-2. Then Pierre and Minot will play the 2:30 game. Mandan will play South Central, and then Mandan will play Minot to close out pool play on Saturday. This will be popped up right around home plate. The pitcher and Friesen will call off the catcher to make the catch, and the leadoff man is retired. And that's a play where, a lot of times they say, well, pitchers shouldn't be making plays or any of that, but where the catcher was and the ball coming back into fair territory, the pitcher and Friesen's got a much better chance of making that catch, and obviously he did, and why he called off the catcher in Magarel to make that play as the first pitch is upstairs for ball one. To Gunnar Edson, who reached on air in his first time to the plate. Here's the 1-0. There's a line shot, and that is going to get over the head of the second baseman of Maxim Fair and into right field, and a one-out single for Edson. And Post State has got their fifth hit of the ball game. And it brings up Braden Hulette, who is 1-4 with an RBI. So Hulette now will come to the plate, got a base hit and scored a run. Made it 2-0 at the time. And now Edson will lead away from first. First pitch swinging by Hulette, and there's a swing and a miss. The count's 0-1. Here is the 0-1. Edson started to go, but comes back to the bag and taken for a strike, and the count's now 0-2 here to Hulette. Oh, 2 count. One out here in the top of the fourth. The runner on at first. Here's the 0-2. That'll miss low, and the count's now 1-2. Again, the Eights will play their 2 guaranteed games tomorrow. Still have a chance to play on Sunday. But then we'll play Tuesday and Wednesday on the road and at home. That'll miss low and away. The count's now 2-2. Watertown will be the road matchup on Tuesday. We'll see a really good post-17 team who were scheduled to see at the beginning of the season but had got rained out. And they'll be home against Spearfish on Wednesday. 2-2, swing and a miss, strikeout. And there's 2 down now here in the top of the fourth, and it brings up Nolan Peterson. It was 0 for 1, struck out in the first, walked in the second. That'll be the lone games of the week for Post State, and through the weekend as well. They will not play until the following Tuesday before the 4th of July. The first pitch is missing outside for ball one. That'll be when they host Sioux Falls East in another doubleheader. Then they'll get Box Elder that Sunday after the 4th of July. 1-0, reaching for it, Peterson, grounds it first base side, no one covering the bag as a diving play from Wheeler at first. He couldn't come away with it. Maxon Fair had fielded it, but no chance to throw out Peterson with no one at the back, so it's an infield single. And it's first and second with 2 away. So here's Sun and Shine, a chance to maybe find a gap somewhere and tie the ball game back up. Here's the first pitch above his head as he ducks underneath it, and the count's now 1-0. Sunshine was hit by a pitch in the first, struck out swinging in the second. Went 1 for 2 in game number 1 with an RBI. Here's the 1-0. That's at the letters for a strike, and the count's now 1-1. One pitch. There's a ground ball, left side, one hop to the shortstop. The throw from Peters will be the second and retire the side here in the top of the 4th. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the 4th. It is a 4-2 lead for the Cubs over Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom's today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping wants to make it easy for you to get that lush green lawn and that yard haven that you've been dreaming of. Visit dakotasprinkler.com to make appointments for sprinkler system spring startup, service calls, fall winterization, and landscaping quotes. Trust Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping's professionals to get you through the planning and installation to make your landscaping needs a reality. Visit dakotasprinkler.com today.
It is the bottom of the 4th and a 4-2 lead on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. And will be Maxim Fair, Josh Dick, and JT Martine, 8-9-1 for the South Central Cubs, who lead 4-2 over Pierre. As Bridger Babcock will try and get through 4 complete innings. And when you look at what the pitch count totals are for both of these guys, for both Bridger Babcock and Jackson Friesen. 44 pitches for Bridger Babcock, 66 for Friesen. That is through 4 innings for Friesen, 44 through 3 for Bridger Babcock. And Maxim Fair will come to the plate. Here is the first pitch. Bounce in for ball 1. Fair went ground out to the second baseman Peterson to finish out the second inning. Post State had a 2-0 lead through 2. When a 3-run, or making that a 4-run third inning. An RBI hits from Magarel, Fair, and Friesen, along with an RBI fielder's choice. Made this a 4-2 ball game as the 1-0 pitch is on the outside corner for a strike, and the count's now 1-1. And you're looking for Bridger Babcock to go as far as he can before having to be relieved by pitch count. 1-1 pitch is popped out right side. Long run for Gunnar Edson coming in. He'll go out to make the catch or come in to make the catch. And the leadoff man retired here in the bottom of the 4th. Then it brings up the number 9 hitter, and Josh Dick, who is 0 for 1. Because of the limited numbers that you have for Post State in this tournament, you want all your pitchers to go as deep and as efficient as you can in a ball game. Here's a ground ball, third base side, but that is foul. That counts 0-1. Look, maybe J.J. Buckles will get some work tomorrow, but again, he's got to stay relatively short, having then Sunday and Monday of rest before potential of using him on Tuesday. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that was fouled back, and the count's now 0-2. And then you also look at how the games are going, and do you potentially maybe don't use him on Tuesday. You maybe try and use him in a very close game or a lead of some kind, whether it be Tuesday or Wednesday. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one is flown out towards left field. Long run down the line. Diving for it, but can't make the catch. It's Sun and Shine out left. It'll roll all the way out to the wall underneath the 316 sign, and it will be a one-out double for Josh Dick. And not even a go-ahead run, but an extra insurance run is in scoring position here with one away. First extra base in the ball game for South Central. So now here is JT Martine. He will take the 0-2 pitch, and then it just fared down the left field line, just out of the outstretched diving attempt by Sun and Shine. First pitch swinging out towards right center field. That's going to hit the gap and be down for a base hit. And then misplayed out in center field by Hulette, so it'll roll all the way out to the wall. Martine will round second on his way to third. They're going to hold him up at third base. And it will be a RBI single for Martine, and then a two-base error. The second of the game by Postain. It's a 5-2 lead now for South Central. And Karsten Peters now will come to the plate. So an RBI for Martine. An air charge to Hulette. That's it bounced off of his glove. And there's a swing and a foul at the plate by Peters, and the count's 0-1. Second error for Pierre now here in this ball game. First did not come back to haunt him. This one, not so much one that was going to be could have been an out, but would have kept that runner probably at first base. Maybe would have been a play at second if he would have went for second as the count's 1-1. But now a 3-run lead here for the Cubs in the bottom of the fourth. And 90 feet away from making it a 4-run lead. Here is the 1-1. Ground ball on the left side. That will get the run home. The throw from Buckles will be in time to retire Peters. But he'll get an RBI on the ground out. There's now 2 down. Nobody on, and a 6-2 lead here for South Central. And so now here's Ty Magarel, who is 1 for 1, hit by a pitch in the first and an RBI single in the third. Here is the first pitch to Magarel. This will be popped foul out of play on the right side. And Minot, who played earlier today, the Vistas are starting to slowly maybe get loose and get ready to go for their final game of the day. Here's the 0-1. That one will miss just a bit outside. The count's now 1-1. Again, nobody on, 2 outs here, and already a 2-run fourth inning. And now a 6-2 lead for the Cubs. 1-1 pitch. I'll miss outside. The count's now 2-1. Two-one pitch. I'll bounce in, and now count is at 3-1. On deck is the cleanup man and Tyler Fair. Here's the 3-1. Ground ball that is fouled on the first base line. The count is now full at 3-2. And we'll see if Bridger Babcock can get out of this inning. Only those 2 runs scoring. Here is the 3-2 pitch. Ground ball up the middle. That's underneath the glove of Buckles into center field. The air will continue the inning. And there's a runner on first here with 2 outs. And it brings up Tyler Fair. So the third error of the ball game for Pierce, second of the inning. And a runner on at first here with 2 away. Here's the first pitch. Missing low and away for ball 1. Post State in the top of the 5th inning, 3, 4, and 5. Doyle, Hunsley, and Simpson. Right now trailing by 4. There's the 1-0. There's a line shot into center field, but right to Houlette, so we'll make the catch and retire the side. Here in the 4th inning. 2 runs score in the inning on 2 hits. There were 2 errors and 1 man left on base. We head to the 5th, a 6-2 lead for the Cubs over Pierre Post State. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back. The sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebind Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
It is the top of the 5th and a 6-2 lead for South Central over Pierre. And it will be 3, 4, and 5 for the 8s. Miles Doyle, Grayson Hunsley, Charlie Simpson. He might reach his base to go to J.J. Buckles as we're halfway home here in game number 2. The 8s down to their final 9 outs. You got to find some runs. They scored 1 run in the first and second, but that bases loaded with 1 out and already a run had scored before they got bases loaded with 1 out. And just couldn't find a way to get another run in. And that's where the difference in this ball game really is. A 3, 4, maybe a 5-0 lead for the 8s through 2 innings or through an inning and a half would be a much different, could be a much different story than what it is. And now it's 6-2 deficit as the first pitch is upstairs for ball 1 to Miles Doyle. And again, if Pierre drops this game, they're not mathematically eliminated from getting to Sunday, but they have to go 2-0 on Saturday. As that was over for a strike. The count's even at a ball and a strike. And then they're going to need a lot of help. They're going to need South Central to then win and lose twice. They got to beat Glendive and Minot. They really have got to find a way to, depending on how it is, it might be really hard for them to find a way to get into that final day on Sunday. 1-2 pitch off the hands, but that's going to be a base hit over the outstretched glove, the first baseman, as he went to his right, and Miles Doyle will get a leadoff single. And the 8s will open up with a base runner here in the top of the 5th inning. Doyle now 2 for 3 in the ball game. And here's Grayson Hunsley, who is 1 for 2. RBI single in the first, made it a 1-0 lead for Post State before taking a 2-0 advantage in the second. Hunsley with a line shot to left, then backing up to the left fielder as that drops in front, and it's now first and second. It was hit right at him and just a little bit in front, and the left fielder and Dick had backed up just enough where maybe if he had taken a step in, had a potential at it, but it does drop in for a base hit. Back-to-back singles here for the 8s. And it's now Charlie Simpson that will step to the plate. Looking like maybe some activity out in the left field bullpen for South Central. And Charlie Simpson trying to get on the same page with Coach Iverson. First and second here with nobody out. Simpson showing bunt. They'll throw it to second and back in without a play. First and second here with nobody out. It is 5, 6, and 7 here for the Eights. Buckles and Coulter Babcock will follow. Simpson will dig back in. Here is now the first pitch. Simpson showing bunt. Will drop it down, but it will be foul. That counts 0-1. See what the bunt coverage will be for South Central if Simpson's showing bunt again. The third baseman and Tyler Fair creeping in just a little bit. Simpson not bunting this time, and he'll pop this one up foul. That will get out of play on the right side. And the count goes now 0-2. So 0-2 count here with nobody out in the top of the fifth. Runners at first and second. Eights down by 4, but have something cooking here in the fifth inning. Here's the 0-2. Doyle started to go, stops, but Simpson swings and misses and strikes out. And there's one down now here in the top of the fifth, and it brings up J.J. Buckles, who dropped in a base hit in the second to lead off the inning before then grounding out in the third. He was 1 for 2 in the ball game. Here's the first pitch. That will bounce in for ball one. Doyle moving back and forth out on the base pass between second and third. Trying to mess with the timing and mess with the feel for Jackson Friesen. Here's the 1-0. That one is fouled off the end of the bat by Buckles, well out in front of the swing, and the count's 1-1. Inactivity on the left field bullpen for South Central. Here's the one pitch. That'll bounce in, and the count's now 2-1. Buckles looking for his second hit, maybe driving a run here for the Eights, who are down by 4. The 2-1. Chopper foul. And the count is now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, after we're done here today, this evening, we'll have coverage of the Stanley Cup Final. Game 6 between Florida and Edmonton. That's coming up on KCCR. Still got about a little over half an hour until puck drop. Here's the 2-2. Buckles will stay alive. He fouls that one the other way and out of play, and the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jackson Friesen, pitch count starting to get up there here with 1 out in the top of the 5th inning. That was pitch number 79. This will be pitch 80 for Friesen. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Buckles could not keep himself from swinging, and there's a second strikeout of the inning for Friesen. There's now 2 down, and it brings up Coulter Babcock. Back-to-back base hits from Doyle and Hunsley, but then back-to-back strikeouts from Friesen. Puts the Eights from having a potential big inning to now Just hoping he maybe gets something here. First pitch, swing and a miss. For strike one, Coulter Babcock so far, he is 0 for 2. Struck out looking in the second, popped out. The pitcher came in and caught it right around home plate. Here's the 0-1. That'll be missing inside. The count's now 1-1. 1-1 from Friesen. Line shot, that's a base hit. That'll score 1 run. Hunsley around second on his way to third. They will wave him in. They're going to try and score Hunsley. The throw coming in for the shortstop is right on the money, and the tag applied to get him out at the plate. Hunsley trying to get around the tag, but it ends the inning, and the Eights are thrown out at the plate for a second time in 2 games. But a run does score on the RBI single from Coulter Babcock. 3 hits in the inning for Post 8 with 1 run, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the 5th, 6-3. Pierre down by 3 to South Central. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC. It is the bottom of the 5th, and Post 8 is down 6-3 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. Coach Iverson 0 for 2 on sending runners from third home, but I will back him up on those 2 that have been thrown out of the plate. Eights need to force the issue a little bit. They need runs, and they haven't got a whole lot of runs over these 2 games right now. 3 here in this ball game, but 1 in the last game. Not that you don't have any faith in Gunnar Edson to get a base hit, and when they got thrown out of the plate back in the first game, Grayson Hunsley was coming to the plate. But you got to force the issue. Both of them were any throw that is up the line, up the third base line, off line to the right, anything that was a little bit late, those runs score. It was good plays by both teams to throw out runners at the plate, and I think you're sending them 10 times out of 10, and they're probably scoring at least 8 to 9 times out of 10. As the first pitch is over for strike 1 here to start the bottom of the 5th inning, Hayden Friesen, Braden Fair, and Alex Wheeler, the first 3 hitters. I mean, you have to force it. You have to force the issue, make them make a good play. And just so happens that both times the good plays have been made by both Mandan and now South Central. Bridger Babcock will get a swing and a miss by Hayden Friesen, who swung that at the pitch that hit in front of the plate. A good curveball there from Babcock. Here's the 0-2 pitch. There's a ground ball, 1 hopper, 2 hopper to J.J. Buckles, who will field. His throw to first will be in time. The leadoff man retired here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Then you also say, too, that what was for Grayson Hunsley, he almost got himself around the tag. He tried to swim his way around, and from up here was very close from doing that. As Braden Fair will come to the plate, he is 1 for 2, and an RBI fielder's choice. Back in the 3rd inning, singled in the 2nd. Here's the first pitch. Line shot, and that's over the head of Nolan Peterson into right field for a base hit. and a one-out single. He's now 2 for 3 in the ball game. Is Braden Fair, and brings up Alex Wheeler.
First baseman number 9, Alex Wheeler.
Wheeler is 0 for 2. Popped out in foul territory to Coulter Babcock at third, and then popped out at the end of the inning in the third to the second baseman, Peterson. First pitch, runner takes off. Pitch is high for a ball. The throw to second. Unable to be caught cleanly by Buckles, but sliding in safely anyway is the runner in Fair in the stolen base. So runner on at second here with 1 out. And Post State, who scored that run to try and inch back in this ball game, and need a big 0 here in the 5th inning. 1-0 pitch, that'll miss low, and the count's 2-0. Shading to pull with the lefty at the plate. The 2-0 from Babcock to Wheeler. Ground ball up the middle. Peterson off of his glove. The throw to first will be wide, and the run will stay over at third base. So it ends up being an air charge to Peterson, and it's now first and third here with 1 out. The runner at third stayed at third after he got away from Simpson over at first. Jackson Fair now will come to the plate. Still get a ground ball to get out of the inning. But things are much tougher to try and get out of this inning. Be the 4th error of the ball game for Post State. First pitch is over for strike 1. The 8th in the 6th inning will have 8, 9, and 1. We're going to try and keep this a 3-run deficit. Here's the 0-1. Long pause by Babcock, and then time called at the plate by Fair. Infield is in pretty much all the way around. Buckles is in, but playing more at the edge of the what would be the dirt. And there's a ground ball that's going to get through the left side for a base hit to make it a 7-3 ball game. RBI hit for Fair, for Maxim Fair, and it's a 7-3 lead. And brings up Josh Dick, who doubled it, 1 for 2 so far. He doubled back in the 4th inning. Except we will have a pinch hitter. Actually, Jackson Friesen that will come to the plate. So, while it's a technical pinch hitter, it'll be Friesen that will come to the plate. And Martin, the DH, who is still on deck. Waiting to see exactly how that all shakes out. Would expect that Martin then would have to, he would end up having to be coming into the ball game. First pitch is fouled back. And out of play for strike 1. So Jackson Friesen, who is hitting, would most likely signal the end of the day for him on the mound. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Line shot, and that's past Simpson and into right field for a base hit. Picked up quickly by Edson. The runner will try and score from second. The throw, the plate, the tag is not in time. And it's a 8-3 lead for South Central. Good play from Edson to get the ball quickly in. The throw came to the plate quickly. And that's where, again, for Post State, that's what you're hoping that would happen those 2 times that he's been thrown out, is the fact that it would be just a tiny bit off. And even for Post State, they did everything right to get the ball in quickly to try and get the runner gunned down at home, but another run came in to score, so a 5-run lead now here for South Central in the bottom of the 5th. And back to the top of the order is Martin. Will take strike 1. The runner Takes off for second and will steal it without a throw. So another 2 runners are in scoring position here for the Cubs. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That'll bounce in. Good block there from Hunsley, and the count goes now 1-1. Martin so far is 2 for 3. Make that 1 for 2. Hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning. Had an RBI single in the 4th after flying out to start the ball game in the bottom of the 1st inning, out to center. 1-1 pitch is high and inside. The count's now 2-1. Runners at second and third here with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. The 2-1 pitch. That'll bounce in again. The count's now 3-1. Babcock will come set from the stretch. Here is the 3-1 pitch. Ground ball right back to him. He'll field. The throw to first will be in time, and he did look the runner back at third, so they could not score that run. And a good play there from Bridger Babcock to keep that run staying put at third base. And now it's Karsten Peters. 1 for 3, single in the 3rd, RBI ground out in the 4th. 7th man to come to the plate here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Already a 2-run inning here for South Central. First pitch, fly ball to center field. Braden Houlette will have to keep going back on it. He will get there in time to track it down and retire the side here in the 5th. Another 2-run score in the inning. With 3 hits, there was another error and 2 men left on base. We head to the top of the 6th. 8-3. South Central leads at Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Wagner Auto Company is your complete transportation headquarters. Now is the time to order your new Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram vehicles, plus a good selection of quality pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles. They'll take care of you after the sale with a full-service parts and auto body shop with trained technicians, along with a friendly financing team that'll work with you to find the best deal and one that'll fit your budget. Wagner Auto is your local full-service family-owned dealership for over 115 years. WagnerAuto.com. That's WagnerAuto.com.
It is the top of the 6th, post 8. They are down to their final 6 outs here in game number 2, as they will have a new man on the mound for South Central. And for the Cubs, it will be Rieger Stoez. Rieger Stoez will take over. And we'll see how everybody else lines up for South Central with Martin that was still hitting. Maybe, he can maybe come out of the ball game now and be replaced by Stoez, but with Jackson Friesen coming into the game, they have to put Stoez somewhere in the batting order. Should have to put Stoez somewhere in the batting order, but it is the leadoff man of 8-9-1, Gunnar Edson, Braden Houlette, and Nolan Peterson. So Edson, who is 1 for 2, been on base both times. First pitch to him, swing and a miss for strike 1. Rieger will start his day out with a first pitch strike. 5 innings, 9 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. Make that 3 runs, 2 earned, as it counts 1-1. With a walk in 7 strikeouts for Friesen. Here's the 1-1. That'll be over for a strike. The count's now 1-2. Martinez over at third base now. Tyler Fair. And Friesen is out in left, who takes over for Josh Dick. So it will be Stoez in the number 4 spot. He'd be due up second in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2-2 pitch. Over for strike 3, and Edson will go down looking for the first out here in the top of the 6th inning. And now Braden Houlette, who is 1 for 2. Got the Eights a 2-0 lead on an RBI single in the top of the 2nd. With a 4-run 3rd, 2-run 4th, and another 2-run 5th. Made this an 8-3 lead right now for the Cubs. That's over for a strike, and the count's now 0-1. And Stoez trying to get the final now 5 outs. He got the first out. 0-1 pitch is outside. The count's now 1-1. And Minot and South Central will play the final game of day 1 here at the Corbett Field. That's going to be next. Our next broadcast will be tomorrow morning at 9:45 with coverage at 10 o'clock. First pitch between Pierre and Glendive, Montana. Was a swing and a miss by Houlette. The count's 1-2. Looking for a second straight strikeout to open up his outing. 1-2 pitch is upstairs, and the count's now 2-2. Here to Rieger Stoez. From Rieger Stoez to Braden Houlette. From the windup, here's a 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout. 2 in a row to open up the outing for Stoez, and there's 2 down, and it's back to the top of the order for Nolan Peterson. You are listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station. Emma Thielen is back at the station. John Wickler here on this Friday night as we are closing in, getting closer to puck drop between Florida and Edmonton. We'll get you out there as soon as we can. Here in the top of the 6th with 2 outs and nobody on. First pitch to Nolan Peterson's upstairs for ball 1. An RBI single for Grayson Hunsley in the first, and a RBI single for Braden Houlette in the second. Both State led 2-0 after 2 innings. As it counts 2-0 here now to Peterson. But an RBI hit for Ty Magarel, Tyler Fair, Hayden Friesen, and an RBI fielder's choice for Braden Fair made it 4-2 in the bottom of the 3rd. 2-0 pitch will be popped up on the right side. Backing up is the second baseman and Maxim Fair to make the catch and end the inning. 1-2-3 inning in the 6th for South Central. Near the bottom of the 6th, Post State down 8-3. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Yag Air Incorporated is your locally owned ag chemical and seed retailer. Yag Air Incorporated offers reliable ground and aerial application. For the latest seed and chemical pricing, contact Kyle at 605-280-8710 or Tony at 605-280-4771. Yag Air for all your ag chemical and seed needs. Kyle 605-280-8710 or Tony 605-280-4771.
Sometimes you get a piece of it and the ball sails over the fence. Other times, despite your best efforts, you strike out. I'm not just talking about the game, I mean your day. This is Pastor Sam of Faith Lutheran Church. Whether today feels like a home run or a strikeout, I encourage you to join us for worship. We celebrate when God gives us a wonderful day. We provide support and encouragement when that third strike comes. Come join us for encouraging and uplifting worship at Faith Lutheran Church.
It is the bottom of the 6th. 8-3 is our score on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. Bridger Babcock trying to get through those 6 innings here for Post States. He will deal with 3, 4, and 5. Ty Magarel, the Rieger Stoez, and Hayden Friesen, the first 3 hitters. Babcock is at 79 pitches. So he is in a good spot to get through the 6th inning. And maybe the Eights can find a way to come back in the 7th, down by 5 right now. as Magarel will dig in. And Braden Hulett will, or make that Bridger Babcock will deliver the first pitch. Missing low for ball one. Regan Stoez will bat second. It'll be his first at bat. Hayden Friesen then. 3, 4, and 5 for South Central. Here's the 1-0. That'll be missing low and inside. The count's now 2-0. Here is the 2-0 pitch. That one is on the outside corner for a strike. The count's now 2-1. Two-one pitch. There's a foul ball down the right field line, and the count's now 2-2. Post State in the top of the 7th, 2, 3, and 4 for them. And trying to find a way to keep this a 5-run deficit and give themselves a chance in that 7th inning. Two. Line shot, and that is a base hit. Leadoff man is on. And a 2-for-3 ball game for Magarel. Regan Stoez will come to the plate. As he'll hit for the first time. So now the number 4 man in the batting order will get a chance to swing the bat for the first time as he comes in the ball game. Pick off over at first and back in without a tag. Is Magarel over at first base. Here is the first pitch to Stoez. That's over for a strike. The count's 0-1. Be on the air at 9:45 tomorrow morning. Post State will play Glendive, Montana at 10 a.m. And then at 2:30, scheduled for a 2:30 first pitch between Pierre and Minot. Here's the 1-1. That one is missing just a bit high and inside. The count's now 2-1. Babcock will come 7 the stretch. Here is the 2-1 pitch. That one's over for a strike, and the count's now 2-2. And for Bridger Babcock, looking for that first strikeout of the ball game. Maybe a ground ball to turn a double play. It's a pickoff move and back in safely again without a tag. There's Magarel over at first base. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout for Bridger Babcock, his first of the ball game, and there's one down. And we'll bring up Hayden Friesen, who is 1 for 3 in the ball game. RBI single back in the 3rd, which made it a 3-2 ball game at the time, gave South Central the lead. First pitch will bounce in for ball 1. Ground ball gets you out of the 6th inning, gets to the 7th. Try and get there as quick as Post State can to keep this a 5-run margin. There's your ground ball, but it will be fouled on the third base line. The count's 1-1. And Glendive's 0-2. They lost the first 2 games of this tournament. They lost 8-7 to Mandan and 13-4 to Minot. And the 12-1 win for Mandan over Pierre, and South Central trying to get to 1-0 with an 8-3 lead right now over the 8s. Runner takes off. That'll be missing low and outside, and no throw from Hunsley. So a stolen base for Magarell, and that takes away the double play opportunity. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's now 2-2. Babcock looking for his second straight strikeout. The 2-2. That one's the other way. That's going to get down for a base hit. It's going to score a run. Goes down to the right field line, rounding first on his way to second. And a stand-up, making a sliding RBI double for Hayden Friesen. And it's a 9-3 lead here for South Central with one out in the bottom of the sixth. Second RBI of the ball game for Friesen. And now here is Braden Fair, the right fielder. Fair is 2 for 3 in the ball game, been on base all 3 times, 2 singles in the second and fifth inning. And the lone RBI that he has came with the fielder's choice. First pitch will be missing low for ball 1. And closing in on puck drop between Florida and Edmonton. We'll take you out there as soon as we're done with the ball game here in Minot. The 1-0 pitch. That's upstairs, and the count's now 2-0. 9-3 is our score. After 2 shutout innings for the Eights and Bridger Babcock, a 4-run third, 2-run fourth, 2-run fifth, and now 1 run here in the sixth. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That's over for a strike. The count's now 2-1. Here to Braden Fair, the right fielder. And the Eights will have 2, 3, and 4 due up in the 7th inning. There's a ground ball up the middle. Diving for it as Peterson skips off of his glove. Gets into shallow center field, and rounding third without hesitating and coming in to score is going to be Friesen. So an RBI single for Braden Fair, and it's a 10-3 lead. And that might be the end of the line here for Bridger Babcock, who had a shot maybe to get through the 7 innings, but it will bring on a reliever. We'll step aside for a minute, come back with the changes. You're listening to Post-State Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Look, it's no secret that owning a vehicle can cause a lot of stress, and they get a lot of wear and tear on them through the extreme seasons we've grown to love. Graham Tire wants you to know that you can trust them with any problem that you have with your vehicle. Their ASE certified mechanics can make your AC cool again, or even just change your oil. They can look into and fix those noises that seem to come from nowhere and have you stressed out. Bring your car to Graham Tire so they can put your mind at ease. Graham Tire, your tire store next door.
Why am I so sore? There are everyday moments.
What? Hey, hold the ladder! Hold the ladder!
Yeah, that hurt. And there are epic moments.
Slide, slide, slide! College! Slide! Class of 1995!
When a moment creates a health need, visit the experts at Avera Orthopedics. We're moving health forward so you can tell the story. Learn more at avera.org/orthopedics.
So it will be Nolan Peterson that will come on to pitch here for Post-State. And he will deal with a runner on at first and 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And Peterson will try and get the final 2 outs. Looks like Bridger Babcock will go to second, with everybody else staying the same. And that will then put Bridger Babcock to hit second in the top of the 7th inning. Babcock goes 5 in the 3rd inning, giving up 12 hits, 10 runs, 7 earned with a strikeout. Did not walk anybody, but he is still responsible for that runner over at first base. So could be 11 runs with 8 earned potentially before the end of the inning. But there is 1 out And Nolan Peterson will try and get the final 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning and keep Post State a 7-run deficit to try and work back in the 7th inning. And so Alex Wheeler will come to the plate, who is 0 for 3 so far in the ball game. And closing in on puck drop between Florida and Edmonton. Probably within the next 10 minutes they'll get underway, and we'll get you out there as soon as we can. See if we can get a ground ball to get out of the inning from Nolan Peterson. First time on the mound for him. First pitch will be inside for ball 1. He did get a chance to pitch last summer, I believe. The 1-0 will miss low, and the count's now 2-0. And Peterson did throw 2 innings last year. He gave up 7 hits, 11 runs, 7 earned, a walk, as the ERA was inflated, and the whip at 4.5. And this will be flown out towards right center field. Long run for Houlette. That'll be over his head. It'll bounce over the wall for a ground rule double. And it's 2nd and 3rd now here with 1 out. Houlette went jumping high up in there and trying to climb the fence, but thankfully that one just went over the fence for a ground rule double. If he grabs that, a run definitely is going to score, but it's now 2nd and 3rd, and Post State's going to keep these 2 runners from scoring, along with now Maxim Fair coming to the plate. They cannot allow the next 3 runners to score, otherwise the game will end here in 6 innings by the 10-run rule. Here's the first pitch from Peterson. That'll bounce in and blocked up by Hunsley. Fair is 1 for 3 with an RBI single. Runners at 2nd and 3rd here with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Here is the 1-0 pitch. That'll be over for a strike, and the count's now 1-1. Here's now the 1-1 to Maxim Fair. That'll be missing low and away, and the count is now at 2 balls and a strike. 2nd and 3rd here with 1 away in the bottom of the 6th inning. 10-3 lead for the Cubs over the Eights. The 2-1 pitch. That one's fouled back, and the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. On deck is the number 9 man in Jackson Friesen, who had an RBI single in his only trip to the plate, coming in the ballgame after he threw 5 complete innings, giving up those 3 runs. Here's a 2-2 pitch. That'll bounce in again. The count's now 3-2. So if he would reach, then Post State's got to make sure that those 3 guys on base all do not score. If they want to try and swing the bats in the 7th inning. 3-2. That'll miss for ball 4, and the bases are now loaded. That is actually the first walk of the ball game that South Central will get. A couple of guys hit by a pitch, but no actual walks stat-wise from the Eights until there. So now Jackson Friesen with the bases loaded and 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. First pitch will be over for strike 1, the inside corner. And again, with the 7-run lead and the bases juiced, the winning run is on at first for South Central. 0-1 pitch will bounce in, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. One count here with the bases loaded, 1 out. 1-1 from Peterson to Friesen. And will come missing low and inside. The count's now 2-1. Two ones fouled straight back, and the count's now 2-2. So 2-2 count here with the bases loaded, 1 out. Friesen looking for another RBI. 1-for-1 with an RBI single, 2-2 pitch. Line shot that is caught by Simpson. The throw back to second. The tag is not going to be applied as Bridger Babcock, the only chance he could get was try and put the tag down. But it is a line out to Simpson. There's 2 down. And it will bring up now a new hitter in place of JT Martine. It'll be Jaron Hildebrand that will hit for Martine. 8th man to come to the plate here in the inning. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Good play from Charlie Simpson over at first. Well, the throw was just a bit too high for Bridger Babcock, and as he was moving from the second base spot to the bag, he went too far away from the bag, or at least got away. That one will be fouled off the umpire, and the count's now 1-1. And for Babcock, the only chance that he had was maybe trying to dive and lay the tag on the runner going back into second. Trying to get that double play to get out of the inning. Hunsley will walk his way out and talk to the pitcher and Peterson and give the umpire a chance for a breather. And walking his way back now as bases are loaded still with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. And a 10-3 lead for the Cubs. Peterson working from the windup with the bases loaded. Here's the 1-1. That's over for a strike. The count's now 1-2, and the Eights are a strike away from getting out of this inning and getting a chance to swing the bats in the 7th. 1-2 pitch. There's a fly ball in the left field. Moving over is Sonnenschein. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side, and we will go into the 7th inning. 10-3 lead for the Cubs over Pierre. We will be back in a minute for the top of the 7th. You're listening to Post 8 Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Brought to you by Limebach Construction Incorporated, who can build your recreational home or building along the beautiful lower Lake Oahe area. Whether if your hobby is hunting, fishing, travel, or water sports, we can come up with a building design that will fit your interests and expectations. We pride ourselves on using quality products, customer service, and open communication. Limebach Construction is locally owned and operated, serving the Missouri River community since 1994. For area of service and more information, contact Bill Limebach at 605-223-2738. That's 605-223-2738. Comtech, your local technology solutions provider, is now located on the truck bypass. With great brands like Bose, Sonos, LG, Samsung, Lenovo, and so much more. Stop in to see their new showroom for everything in stock for your personal or business needs. Comtech provides professional installation and service after the sale. Comtech is your local technology store, located now on the truck bypass, or visit us on the web at comtechplus.com. As we welcome you back here to the top of the 7th, Post 8 is down 10-3 with 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Eights here in the 7th, needing a 7-run comeback. The hockey game just getting underway. We'll take you out to Edmonton as soon as we're done here. We will not have a post-game break. We'll wrap up the totals real quick in the after the game is over and get you out to Edmonton as quick as possible for Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final. Also have Game 1 of the Men's College World Series tomorrow evening, 6:15 with coverage, and first pitch at 6:30 for Tennessee and Texas A&M. We will, barring a major delay of some kind, we will be able to have that in its entirety with Pierre playing at 10 and 230. As Sunshine will dig in for the first at-bat of the 7th inning. First pitch swinging. That's past two diving fielders in the third at short. And a base hit for Sunshine to lead off the top of the 7th. As that is, for the 8s, going to be hit number 10 of the ball game. And Bridger Babcock now will hit for Miles Doyle as he stayed in the ball game after coming out from the mound, as the first pitch is missing low for ball 1. Doyle went 2 for 3 in the ball game. Bridger Babcock in last game went 1 for 3, reaching on an error and also an infield single. 1-0 pitch. That's over for a strike, and the count's now 1-1. The 1-1 pitch to Bridger Babcock. Fly ball to left field. Coming in, it will be the left fielder and Friesen to make the catch. And there is one down now here in the top of the 7th. The 8s are down to their final 2 outs here in game number 2. Grayson Hunsley, who is 2 for 3, will come to the plate. Trying to extend his good day at the plate in game 2. First pitch will miss low for ball 1. Sunshine leads away from first. Hunsley waits on the 1-0 pitch. That's upstairs, and the count's now 2-0. Three runs, 10 hits, 4 errors for Post 8, and this will be another base hit. Make that 11th hit in the ball game for Post 8. That will get all the way out towards right center field. Sunshine, he will be rounding third. He's going to try and score. The throw coming up the line. The catch is made. The tag will be applied. And they got him out. Got him out at home. And there's 2 down. We had double by Hunsley and Sunshine thrown out of the plate. So the 8s now down their final outs. So Charlie Simpson, the last hope for the 8s. First pitch is over for strike 1. Simpson is 0 for 3. Ground out twice and a strikeout. 0-1 pitch will miss inside, and the count's now even at a ball and a strike. Here is the 1-1 to Simpson. Ground ball on the left side. Be fielded by the shortstop. The throw across will not be in time as it was misplayed on the scoop. And it's now first and third. Will be an infield single for Simpson. Third hit of the inning for Post 8. And extends at least one more batter here for the 8s. And J.J. Buckles will come to the plate. See if the 8s can scratch off a couple runs here in the 7th inning. They do trail it by 7, so it's still a big road to come back with 2 outs in the inning. Buckles will foul the first pitch out of play on the right side. And the count is at 0-1. Stoles trying to get the final out. Get South Central at 1-0 before they take on Minot here in just a little while. Swing and a miss, and the count's now 0-2. Eights are down to their final strike here in game number 2. Crooked numbers in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, including a 4-run 3rd inning. 0-2 pitch is fouled back. Do it again here at 0-2. In the schedule for tomorrow, 10 a.m. for Pierre Glendive, 2:30 Pierre versus Minot, with Mandan and South Central playing prior to it at 12:15. Taken for strike 3, and that will retire the side and end the ball game as the Yates will fall. No runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. So our final totals, it is a 10-3 win for the South Central clubs. They get Cubs 10 runs on 14 hits. They had 1 error in the ball game, and they left a total of 9 men on base. And for Pierre, they had 3 runs on 12 hits. They had 4 errors, and they left a total of 10 men on base. Time of the ball game was 2 hours and 4 minutes. Post State drops to 0-2 here in the tournament as they fall here to South Central. They lose 12-1 to Mandan, 10-3 to South Central. Well, they say thanks to Emma Thielen back at the station. John Wickler here signing off. We'll get you out to Edmonton for Florida and Edmonton in Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final. Back on the air at 9:45 tomorrow morning as we say so long from Minot.
You've been listening to Post A Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Post 8 Baseball is brought to you by Comtech, Bank West, Nystrom Electric, Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, Lamb Motors, Todd's Electric, Edward Jones Financial, CHS River Plains, Wagner Auto, Jaeger, Faith Lutheran Church, Leinbach Construction, First Dakota National Bank, Avera, Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Shane's Pharmacy, Gales Gas, Oahe Federal Credit Union, May Adam, Fisher Rounds, Ferding Electric, True Green Chemlon, Beckley General Division of Consumer Protection, Kruger Contracting, Egtegra, AGE Corporation Ready Mix, Stulkin Peterson LLP. Join us all season for Post 8 Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. This has been a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports,